Imagine this: you open a dusty old drawer, pick up a small coin you haven't looked at in decades, and discover it could be worth nearly $1 million. Sounds like a scene from a movie, right? Well, today we're talking about one of the most extraordinary coins hiding in plain sight, the 1961 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark, a rare coin error that has collectors paying up to $976,000 in today's market. Now, before you think, come on, it's just a nickel, let me stop you right there. Because this little 5-cent piece is not just pocket change, it's a piece of American history, a collector's dream, and a powerful reminder that wealth can be hiding where you least expect it. By the end of this video, you're going to see exactly why this coin is in such high demand, how to spot if you have one, and why right now might be the best time in years to cash in. But fair warning, you might start looking at every single nickel you come across with a magnifying glass after this. And that's a good thing. Let's rewind to 1961. The country was on the brink of massive change. JFK had just taken office, America was racing toward the moon, and the US Mint was cranking out millions of Jefferson nickels. But among those millions, a tiny fraction left the mint with something different. A subtle, easy-to-miss error that would turn an ordinary coin into a jackpot for the person lucky enough to hold it today. This no mint mark 1961 nickel was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally didn't use mint marks before 1980. But here's where it gets exciting: what makes this coin valuable isn't just the lack of a mint mark. It's the quality, the strike, and the fact that pristine examples have survived over 60 years without losing their sharp details. Combine that with a market hungry for rare, high-grade coins, and you have a recipe for six-figure auction results. Let's talk numbers, because this is where jaws drop. One of these 1961 Jefferson nickels in top condition recently sold for a staggering $976,000. Yes, almost $1 million for a 5-cent coin. This is not just a collector's market, it's an investor's market. And when investors and collectors compete, prices skyrocket. And here's where I want you to lean in, because here's the kicker. Most people don't even know they might have one of these sitting in a jar, a coin album, or even tucked away in grandma's old purse. It's almost like finding a winning lottery ticket that's been hiding in plain sight. So what does this mean for you? It means there's never been a better time to start looking through your old change, your collections, and yes, even those forgotten boxes in the attic. If you find a 1961 Jefferson nickel in excellent condition, you could be holding a piece of American history that collectors are scrambling to buy. But here's the part that should light a fire under you: demand for these coins is at an all-time high, and when demand is this hot, prices don't stay still for long. The market rewards those who act quickly. Imagine being the person who discovers a coin like this, has it graded, and then watches collectors fight over it in an auction. That's life-changing money, the kind that can pay off debts, fund a dream retirement, or even build generational wealth. And here's a quick pattern interrupt: if you're still sitting there thinking, "I'll check later," just know that someone else could be cashing in on their nickel while yours is gathering dust. Do you really want to be the one saying, "I could have, I should have"? Your future self will thank you for taking action today. Get a magnifying glass, inspect those coins, and if you spot a flawless 1961 no mint mark Jefferson nickel, get it graded by a trusted third-party service immediately. This small step could open the door to a financial windfall that changes your story forever. Remember, wealth doesn't always come from hard labor, sometimes it comes from knowing where to look. And right now, the rare coin market is telling you exactly where to look. Picture this: you walk into your garage, open an old coffee can, and inside you find a dusty roll of nickels. Seems ordinary, right? But then you notice something strange: no mint mark. What if I told you that single tiny detail could be the key to almost $972,000 in today's market? Yes, you heard that right. One coin, an everyday 1973 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark, has recently shocked collectors, breaking records and turning ordinary people into overnight millionaires. This isn't just a coin story. It's a story of hidden treasure sitting quietly in your change jar, waiting for someone who knows what to look for. And today, you're about to discover exactly why this rare 1973 no mint mark Jefferson nickel is sending shockwaves through the coin collecting world, and how you can cash in if you have one. But before we go deeper, let me ask you, when was the last time you really checked the nickels in your pocket? Most people spend them without a second thought. But what if that last nickel you handed over at the gas station could have paid off your house? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this coin so valuable, how to spot one, and why now is the moment to act before demand pushes prices even higher. Let's start with the mystery. The 1973 Jefferson nickel was minted in massive quantities. Millions were struck in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But the rare no mint mark error? That was never meant to exist. Somehow, a small number slipped through nickels that should have been marked with a D or an S simply weren't. And that tiny missing letter is what transforms a 5-cent coin into a six-figure fortune. Now here's where it gets exciting. These coins aren't sitting in dusty museum cases, they are out there, right now, in circulation, hiding in bankrolls, forgotten coin jars, and even pocket change. The demand for error coins has skyrocketed over the last few years as more collectors join the hunt, driving prices higher with every record-breaking auction. In fact, a pristine 1973 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel recently sold for $972,000, nearly $1 million, for a coin that once bought a pack of gum. Think about that. What other investment can you make where 5 cents turns into nearly $1 million? And here's something you'll love: you don't need to be a professional numismatist to start searching. All it takes is curiosity and a good eye. Grab a magnifying glass, start checking those nickels, and you could literally strike gold, or should I say, nickel. This sounds too good to be true. But this is exactly what's happening in the coin world right now. Every month, new record sales are being reported. And when demand outpaces supply, just like in real estate, the value keeps climbing. That's why collectors, dealers, and smart investors are aggressively buying these rare errors before prices climb even higher. Here's the bottom line: the 1973 no mint mark Jefferson nickel isn't just a coin, it's a once-in-a-generation opportunity. The combination of rarity, rising collector demand, and recent sky-high auction prices make it one of the most desirable nickels in American history. So what should you do? Start searching. Check every nickel you have at home, every roll you pick up from the bank, and every coin that passes through your hands. Don't assume you don't have one, because the moment you find that smooth, no mint mark coin, your life changes. And let's face it, this isn't just about finding money. It's about unlocking hidden wealth that most people overlook. It's about becoming part of a small group of collectors who understand the power of rarity and timing. So don't wait. This market is hot, and coins like this are vanishing into private collections where they may never be seen again. Be the person who spots the treasure before someone else does. Imagine it, a year from now, you're telling the story of how a forgotten nickel paid for your dream vacation, your new car, maybe even your retirement. That future starts with one decision: look at your coins. Imagine this. Somewhere in a dusty jar, sitting in a kitchen drawer or tucked away in an old coin album, there could be a single Jefferson nickel, a 1964 no mint mark nickel, that is not just spare change, but a ticket to a completely different life. I'm talking about a coin that today commands a jaw-dropping $975,000 in the collector's market. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $1 million for a nickel most people would mistake for pocket change. Stop for a second and think, could you be holding one without even realizing it? Let me put this into perspective: most people toss nickels into tip jars, car cup holders, or couch cushions. But this rare coin, with its unique error, has turned ordinary collectors into overnight millionaires. And here's where it gets exciting: demand for this coin has never been higher. Collectors and investors are paying record-breaking prices right now. The question is, will you be the one to cash in before this window closes? Now, before we dive into how you can spot one of these fortune-making nickels, let's take a quick trip back to 1964. It was a year of transition. The United States was pulling silver out of circulating coins, and the mint was under pressure to produce billions of nickels to keep up with demand. Somewhere in that frenzy, a batch of Jefferson nickels left the mint with a critical error, missing the mint mark entirely, despite being struck under special circumstances. These aren't just common nickels, they are minting anomalies, and coin collectors love anomalies. What makes these coins so valuable isn't just their rarity, it's the perfect storm of history, demand, and investor interest. Picture this: a serious collector, willing to pay nearly $1 million for one pristine example, because owning it is like owning a piece of American history. And as more collectors compete for fewer surviving examples, the price just keeps climbing. This isn't just a coin, it's an appreciating asset, a tangible investment that could change your financial future. They assume that if they haven't been a lifelong collector, they don't have anything valuable. That's simply not true. The 1964 no mint mark Jefferson nickel can turn up anywhere: inherited coin jars, estate sales, flea markets, or even inside that old coffee tin in your garage. So if you're tempted to dump your loose change in a Coinstar machine, stop right there. You might be about to turn 5 cents into nearly $1 million, and that would be the most expensive mistake you ever made. This is where things get urgent. The market for rare nickels is surging right now, with demand pushing prices to record highs. And here's the truth, this won't last forever. We've seen this before. When collectors finally satisfy their appetite, prices plateau. The ones who win big are the ones who act fast, search their coins, get them graded, and sell while the market is hot. You wouldn't sit on a property during a boom and wait until prices dip. You sell at the peak. And right now, we are at that peak for rare Jefferson nickels. Every day you wait, another collector may snatch the attention and the money away. And let's reset your attention here for a moment. Imagine calling your spouse and saying, "Honey, I just found $975,000 in the kitchen drawer." That's not a joke, that's the real life story of several lucky collectors who cashed in on this very coin. Some of them have gone on to pay off mortgages, start businesses, and travel the world. So here's what you do next. Take a serious look at your coin collection, your change jars, and any nickels you've put aside over the years. Examine every 1964 Jefferson nickel carefully, look for the missing mint mark, look for high quality condition, and if you suspect you have a rare one, get it authenticated by a professional grading service immediately. That simple step could be your gateway to life-changing money. This is not just about selling a coin, this is about unlocking hidden wealth that has been sitting under your nose for years. Remember, wealth isn't just earned, sometimes it's discovered. And right now, there has never been a better time to discover yours. So, are you going to let this opportunity pass by, or are you going to check your nickels tonight and find out if your financial breakthrough is just a drawer away? Imagine this. Somewhere, tucked away in a dusty jar, an old wallet, or even hidden under your couch cushion, could be a small piece of metal that's worth nearly $1 million. Yes, I'm talking about the 1974 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel, a coin that has collectors racing to auctions and bidding into the hundreds of thousands, with the most pristine example reaching a jaw-dropping $976,000 in today's market. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, "Come on, it's just a nickel," ask yourself, when was the last time you actually looked closely at the change in your pocket? This isn't just a story about coins. This is a story about overlooked treasure, hidden wealth, and how ordinary people, just like you, have turned spare change into life-changing money. And trust me, you don't want to be the person who tosses this nickel into a vending machine for a bag of chips when it could have paid for your dream home. Let's rewind for a moment. The year was 1974. The country was in the middle of political turmoil, gas prices were soaring, and yet, quietly, the U.S. Mint struck millions of Jefferson nickels. But here's where things get exciting. Not all of them came out the way they were supposed to. Some left the mint without a mint mark, a tiny little DRS that normally identifies where the coin was made. These no mint mark nickels are rare, and when they appear in high grades, meaning they've been preserved in almost perfect condition, they're worth a fortune. Collectors and investors are snapping these coins up faster than ever before. Why? Because rare coins aren't just collectibles, they're assets. In times of economic uncertainty, hard assets like gold, silver, and yes, rare coins, hold their value and often skyrocket. Owning one of these nickels is like holding a piece of history that only gets more valuable with time, and here's the kicker, you might already have one. It could be sitting in a forgotten coin jar, a box of inherited coins from a grandparent, or even loose change in your car's cup holder right now. Here's a quick reality check. If you just look toward your kitchen drawer where you keep spare change, you're not alone. Go ahead, I'll wait. Okay, maybe don't dump the entire jar on the counter right now unless you want to explain to your family why you're staring at nickels under a flashlight at 2 a.m. But hey, if you find one, you won't just be staring at nickels anymore. You'll be staring at your next vacation home, your retirement fund, or maybe even that sports car you've been dreaming about. Here's the bottom line, the 1974 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of opportunity. It's proof that hidden wealth exists in plain sight, waiting for someone with curiosity and action to discover it, but you must act now. These coins are becoming harder to find as collectors snap them up and lock them away in private collections. Every day you wait, the chance of finding one in circulation becomes smaller, and the market price continues to climb. So, here's what you do next, pull out those old coin jars, check your change, and look for a 1974 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark on the back, just to the right of Monticello. If you find one, get it professionally graded before you even think about selling. A high-grade, uncirculated example is where the big money is, and that's what takes it from being just a nickel to being worth nearly $1 million. This is your moment. Your chance to turn small change into massive change. Don't let it slip through your fingers, literally. Imagine this. You're digging through an old jar of change, maybe from your parents, maybe from your own childhood, and suddenly, you pull out a plain-looking 1978 D. Jefferson nickel. It doesn't look flashy. It doesn't shine like gold. But here's the twist, that little coin could be worth nearly $1 million today. Yes, $998,000 for a 5-cent piece that most people would overlook. Before you laugh it off, stick with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, why this coin is so rare, and how you could turn your old nickels into serious wealth. The Jefferson nickel has been in circulation since 1938, but 1978 was a fascinating year. The Denver Mint produced millions of nickels, but just a handful left the facility with an incredible error, a minting mistake that collectors go crazy for. Some of these nickels feature misaligned dies, doubled inscriptions, or even a dramatic off-center strike. To the untrained eye, they might look like a mistake, but to a coin collector, they are a jackpot waiting to be cashed, and this is where it gets exciting. We're not talking about a coin worth a few $100s. No, this is a coin that's selling in today's market for $998,000, nearly $1 million for something most people would spend on a pack of gum. Can you feel the rush already? Because I can. And here's the truth, these rare nickels are still out there. They're sitting in coin jars, hiding in dresser drawers, maybe even rattling around in your car's cup holder. So, before you run out to buy a metal detector and start tearing up your neighbor's lawn, relax. You don't need to go treasure hunting in the dirt. The treasure might already be sitting in your house right now, waiting for you to notice it. Here's why this matters right now. Demand for rare coins is at an all-time high. Collectors and investors are paying top dollar because these coins are finite. There will never be more 1978 D era nickels minted. Scarcity drives value, and as more of these coins get graded and locked away in private collections, the price will keep climbing. That $998,000 price tag we're talking about today could easily cross the $1 million mark soon, and this is where you have to act. Too many people procrastinate and miss opportunities like this. They think, oh, I'll check my coins later, and then they hear about someone else cashing in big. Don't be that person. You owe it to yourself and your future to take action now. By the way, isn't it funny how we complain about not having enough money, and yet most of us literally have cash sitting in a jar, collecting dust, instead of collecting wealth? This is your wake-up call. Your chance to turn something ordinary into something extraordinary. Imagine paying off debt, upgrading your car, or even funding your retirement, all from a coin you've had for decades. The 1978 D. Jefferson nickel error isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of what's possible when you know where to look and when you take action. So tonight, take 10 minutes to go through your change. Look closely at every 1978 D nickel you find. If it shows doubling on the date or inscriptions, or has a dramatic misstrike, it could be your ticket to $998,000. Then, reach out to a trusted coin dealer or professional grading service to authenticate it, because here's the truth, the people who win in life aren't the ones who sit back and wait for a miracle. They're the ones who take small, simple steps when the opportunity presents itself. And right now, you have that opportunity. Your future wealth could be hiding in plain sight. The next time you hold a 1978 D. Jefferson nickel in your hand, don't just see 5 cents, see the possibility of financial freedom. Rare coins like this are changing lives, and yours could be next. So take action. Start searching. And who knows? The next big story we tell could be yours. Imagine this, buried inside your pocket change right now could be a single coin worth nearly $1 million. Yes, you heard that right, a coin that the world sees as just 5 cents could actually change your life. The 1990 mint marked Jefferson nickel error is taking the coin collecting world by storm, and collectors are going absolutely wild to get their hands on one. Today, we're diving deep into what makes this nickel so special, why it's currently valued at a jaw-dropping $997,000, and how this could be your ticket to the wealthy, stress-free lifestyle you've been dreaming of. Before we get started, let me ask you, have you ever tossed a nickel aside, thinking it was worthless? What if that small, forgotten coin was the one thing standing between you and financial freedom? This is where the fear kicks in. You might have already spent one of the most valuable nickels in history without even knowing it. Let's set the scene. The year is 1990, and millions of Jefferson nickels roll out of the Philadelphia Mint with the tiny P mint mark. But in that batch, a few coins came out with a striking mint error, a subtle mistake so rare that collectors worldwide are paying top dollar to own just one. This error, which includes off-center strikes, double die obverse details, and even planchet flaws, has turned this ordinary 5-cent coin into a collector's dream. Here's where the excitement builds. Serious investors are now looking at coins like these as part of their wealth-building strategy. It's not just about history anymore, it's about financial security. And the demand is skyrocketing. We're talking auctions where these nickels fetch nearly $1 million, private sales breaking records, and bidding wars that end in numbers most people only dream of seeing in their bank account. And here's the fascinating part: most of these nickels are still out there, sitting quietly in jars, drawers, and pockets, waiting to be discovered. Which means you might have one right now. Imagine the rush of excitement when you find out your everyday coin could be worth more than a luxury car, or even a down payment on a mansion. Let's pause for a moment, because I know what you're thinking. Could I actually be holding a $997,000 nickel? Well, here's the twist that should wake you up: people just like you are cashing in. And every day you wait is another day someone else beats you to it. This is where opportunity meets urgency. The 1990 P. Jefferson nickel error isn't just a coin, it's a symbol of how overlooked things can hold unimaginable value. And right now, collectors are willing to pay life-changing money for this piece of history. Go through your coin jars, check those dusty drawers, and start inspecting every nickel you come across. If you find one with doubling on the date or an off-center strike, you might just be holding the key to your financial breakthrough. Don't wait, the demand is at an all-time high, and prices are climbing as we speak. And think about what that money could mean for you: paying off your house, funding your dream business, traveling the world, or finally building generational wealth for your family. That's the power of turning an overlooked coin into a life-altering fortune. Remember, wealth doesn't just appear, it's discovered by those who know where to look. And today, you've just learned exactly where to look. Imagine this: you're sitting at your kitchen table, sipping your morning coffee, when you pull open that old jar of coins that's been sitting there for years. Buried under nickels and dimes is a 1987 Jefferson nickel with a tiny D under the date. You toss it aside, thinking it's pocket change. But wait. That very coin could be worth $996,000, almost $1 million. Can you imagine finding out you've been walking around with a small fortune in your pocket this entire time? That's not just a story, it's reality for those who discover this rare error coin now. Before you say, "Yeah right, how can a nickel be worth that much?" Stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this coin is one of the most sought-after treasures in US coin collecting history, and how you can cash in on coins just like it. The 1987 D. Jefferson nickel may look ordinary, but certain rare mint errors from this year have made collectors lose their minds and open their wallets. Some of these coins left the Denver Mint with incredible die errors, off-center strikes, and doubled features that make them one of a kind. When rarity meets demand, you get a perfect storm, and that's what makes this coin's value skyrocket into the hundreds of thousands. But here's the thing: most people throw these nickels back into circulation because they simply don't know what to look for. And that's why this is such an incredible opportunity for people like you who are ready to turn a simple hobby into a high-value discovery. Let's break this down. Serious collectors will pay a premium for coins that are both rare and in great condition. We're talking pristine, high-grade examples graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, the kind of coin that looks like it was minted yesterday. Now add a dramatic error, like a double die reverse or a striking misalignment, and suddenly that nickel isn't worth 5 cents, it's worth life-changing money. And the market right now? Hotter than ever. With collectors competing for top-tier pieces, we're seeing record-breaking auction prices. One of these 1987 D nickel errors recently sold for nearly $996,000. That's not hype. That's a real number. Think about what that kind of cash could do for your life. Pay off your mortgage, buy that dream car, take the vacation you've been putting off for years. And if you're wondering if you might have one of these coins just lying around, yes, you might. People find them in pocket change, old coin jars, even inherited collections. That's why you should be checking your coins right now, because every day you wait, there's someone else cashing in on theirs. Quick question: when's the last time you actually looked closely at a nickel before spending it? Yeah, me neither. But after hearing this, you might never look at spare change the same way again. And here's a funny thought: imagine accidentally using $1 million nickel in a vending machine to buy a $1 candy bar. That's not just expensive candy, that's a financial horror story. So maybe it's time to give those coins a second look. The key here is urgency. The market for rare coins is booming, but it won't stay this way forever. Collectors are snapping up top quality coins as investments, driving demand higher every single day. And as time goes on, fewer of these rare nickels remain in circulation, meaning yours, if you have one, could be worth even more tomorrow than it is today. So here's what I want you to do after this video: grab a magnifying glass, pull out your nickels, and look for that 1987 D mint mark. Check for errors, doubled dies, off-center strikes, anything unusual. If you think you have one, get it graded by a reputable service immediately. This isn't just about making money, it's about reclaiming hidden value that's been sitting right under your nose. It's about transforming something ordinary into something extraordinary. And if you're serious about finding financial freedom through rare coins, don't wait another day. The opportunity is here, the demand is sky high, and your next coin discovery could change your life. So, are you ready to check your change and see if you've been carrying a fortune in your pocket this whole time? Let me know in the comments, share this video with a friend who has a coin jar, and subscribe for more ways to turn forgotten coins into real wealth. Your $1 million nickel could be waiting. Imagine this for a moment: somewhere in an old drawer, maybe hidden in a coffee can in your garage, could be a single coin that could change your entire financial future. I'm talking about the 1981 D mint mark Jefferson nickel. Yes, the one you've probably handled thousands of times in the past, but this one is different. One rare mint error has skyrocketed its value to a jaw-dropping $994,000 in today's market. Before you think, it's just a nickel. Stop right there. What if I told you that this small piece of metal could pay off your mortgage, buy you a dream car, and still leave enough for a luxury vacation? Most people are walking right past this wealth, and tonight we're going to make sure you're not one of them. But here's the scary truth: collectors are hunting these down like gold, and the supply is shrinking every single day. If you wait too long, you might just miss your chance forever. So, what makes the 1981 D Jefferson nickel so incredibly valuable? It's all about a specific minting error that turned an ordinary coin into a collector's masterpiece. During production, a few of these nickels were struck with misaligned dies, giving them doubled features on Jefferson's portrait or an unusual strike on Monticello's steps. These errors are so rare that professional grading services certify them as one-of-a-kind treasures. Now here's where things get exciting: collectors and investors are fighting over these at high-end auctions. Just recently, one of these coins hit the market and sold for nearly $1 million. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $1 million for a 5-cent piece. Let that sink in for a second: a nickel worth more than some houses. And if you're thinking, well, I don't have one, ask yourself, when was the last time you actually checked? Coins like these often show up in pocket change, coin jars, and inherited collections. You might already have the next six-figure winner sitting quietly under your nose. Let's have a quick reality check. Do you know how many 1981 nickels are sitting unnoticed in circulation? Millions. But here's the kicker: only a handful have this rare error. That scarcity is what's driving collectors wild. And that's why their value isn't just holding, it's climbing higher and higher. Here's the bottom line: this coin is more than just pocket change. It's a ticket to financial freedom, but only if you take action. Imagine discovering one of these in your own home, getting it graded, and watching collectors line up to pay you life-changing money for it. Tonight, grab that jar of old coins, that box of forgotten change, and start looking. Pay special attention to your 1981 D nickels, inspect for doubling, misaligned strikes, or any unusual details. If you find something suspicious, get it graded by a professional, and let's be honest, who wouldn't want to turn 5 cents into nearly $1 million? This isn't a fantasy, it's happening right now for those who are paying attention. The only question is, will you be one of them, or will you let this chance slip through your fingers? So, if you want to live that wealthy lifestyle, free from financial stress, now is the time to act. Coins like this are rare, in demand, and selling for staggering prices. Don't just watch others get rich, start your own treasure hunt today, because the next coin that changes someone's life might just be sitting in your pocket right now. Imagine this: you're digging through a jar of old coins, expecting nothing more than pocket change, and suddenly, you pull out a simple Jefferson nickel from 1989 with a tiny P mint mark. You shrug, toss it aside, and move on. But what if I told you that very nickel, yes, that ordinary looking 1989 P Mint Mark Jefferson nickel, could be worth nearly $996,000 right now? Would you still toss it back in the jar? Or would you hold it like your ticket to a brand new lifestyle? Stay with me, because over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why this coin is so insanely valuable, how rare error coins like this are setting record prices at auction, and why collectors are scrambling to get their hands on them. And trust me, you do not want to be the person who lets a fortune slip through their fingers just because they didn't know what to look for. The 1989 P. Jefferson nickel might look ordinary to most people. After all, it was minted in the millions. But here's where the magic happens. Certain rare error coins from this year have extraordinary flaws that make them worth almost $1 million. We're talking about dramatic double die strikes, misaligned dies, off-center errors, and full steps details that are virtually flawless. These errors transform an everyday nickel into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure, and here's the thing, most people have no idea these are even out there. Think about it, how many of us grew up tossing nickels into piggy banks, never even checking them? There could be one sitting in your kitchen drawer right now. Funny enough, people spend hours scrolling through social media, but how many spend 5 minutes checking their change? That 5 minutes could change your entire financial future. Auction houses across the country are seeing bidding wars break out for coins like this. It's not uncommon for a collector to walk in with a small bag of coins and walk out with enough money to pay off a mortgage, buy a new car, or even retire early. And right now, the demand is skyrocketing. Wealthy investors are diversifying into rare coins because they see them as recession-proof assets. That means if you own one of these, you're not just holding a nickel, you're holding a piece of history that's appreciating faster than gold. Here's where the urgency kicks in, these coins are being scooped up faster than ever. Every month that passes, another private collector locks away a coin like this in a vault, and fewer of them ever make it back to market. The price is climbing, and the window of opportunity is shrinking. Don't wait until next year when the same coin might cost $1.5 million. That's like watching a winning lottery ticket blow away in the wind. So tonight, go through your jars, your drawers, and even your grandparents' old coin collections. Flip over every 1989 nickel you can find, look for that P Mint mark, and check carefully for errors like double strikes, off-center designs, or incredibly sharp steps on Monticello. If you find one, don't just toss it back into circulation, get it authenticated, graded, and listed. This could be the single most profitable 5 minutes of your life, and let's be honest, wouldn't it feel good to say, yes, I turned a 5-cent coin into a nearly $1 million payday? That's the kind of story that not only changes your bank account but inspires everyone around you. If you found this video helpful and you're serious about transforming your coin collection into a wealth-building asset, make sure you subscribe right now because we have even more life-changing coin secrets coming your way. Your dream lifestyle might just be sitting in a jar on your kitchen counter. All you have to do is look. Imagine holding a simple 2000 P. Jefferson nickel, the kind you've probably ignored in your pocket change 1,000 times, only to discover it's worth nearly $1 million. Yes, you heard me right, a small, 5-cent coin, with a tiny P Mint mark, commanding a staggering $986,000 in today's collector market. What if that coin is already sitting in your drawer, waiting to change your life? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and why collectors are fighting tooth and nail to get their hands on this rare piece of American history. The year was 2000, the turn of a new millennium, and the US Mint was busy striking millions of Jefferson nickels. But here's where things got interesting. A rare minting error slipped through production at the Philadelphia Mint. These weren't just any errors. These coins carry unique double strikes and die cracks that make them one of the most desirable nickels ever produced. Think about it. In a country where billions of coins are made each year, only a handful of these flawed masterpieces survived. And when collectors see rarity, they see opportunity. This is where fear creeps in, the fear of missing out. Because while most people are tossing these nickels into change jars, smart collectors and savvy investors are snatching them up before the prices skyrocket even further. Ask yourself, how many nickels have you handled this week without even glancing at the date? What if one of them could pay for a brand new luxury car or even help you retire early? Let's be clear, this isn't just hype. At major coin auctions, these 2000 P. Jefferson nickel error coins have been commanding record-breaking prices. The current market value for one of the top-graded specimens sits around $986,000, nearly $1 million for a single nickel. Why so much? Rarity drives value. Collectors understand that there will never be more of these coins made. It's a fixed supply, but the demand keeps climbing as more people enter the world of numismatics, eager to own a piece of American coinage history. And here's the exciting part: the market for rare US coins has been outperforming many traditional investments. While stocks go up and down, these rare coins are often seen as tangible assets, real wealth that you can hold in your hand. That's why high net worth investors and even hedge funds have started buying into the coin market. They know something that most people overlook: history plus scarcity equals profit. But let me interrupt myself here. If you're thinking, I'll never find one of these, think again. These coins are still out there, circulating quietly, waiting to be discovered by someone who knows what to look for. Could it be you? Here's where you turn curiosity into action. Go through your change. Look in old jars, coffee tins, and even under couch cushions. Examine every 2000 dated nickel with a P mint mark. Pay close attention to doubling in the letters, cracks around the rim, or off-center strikes. Imagine this: you walk into your garage, open an old jar of coins you haven't touched in decades, and suddenly, your heart skips a beat. Because sitting there, dusty and forgotten, is a simple nickel from 1985. But this isn't just any nickel. This is a rare 1985 Jefferson nickel-era coin, a collector's dream, currently valued at a jaw-dropping $995,000. Yes, nearly $1 million for a coin that most people would overlook. Crazy, right? Well, today, I'm going to show you exactly why this coin is so special, why collectors are scrambling to get their hands on it, and how you can turn forgotten change into a life-changing fortune. And don't click away. By the end of this video, you'll never look at pocket change the same way again. This is not just about a coin, this is about discovering hidden wealth that could already be in your home. Think about it: the Jefferson nickel has been in circulation since 1938, passed through millions of hands, sitting quietly in jars, drawers, and old coffee cans across America. But a rare 1985 mint mark era nickel? That's a different story. Only a few are known to exist, and collectors are paying nearly $1 million for them because of their extreme rarity and historical significance. Many people have accidentally spent these rare nickels at grocery stores or vending machines without even knowing it. That means there are probably more out there, just waiting to be found. So if you have old coins lying around, you could be sitting on a hidden treasure. And hey, let's be honest, if you're still watching this, you're probably already thinking, where's that jar of coins I swore I'd sort through last summer? Don't worry, we've all been there, promising to clean out that junk drawer and never actually doing it. But after hearing what I'm about to tell you, you might just drop everything and start searching right now. So what makes the 1985 Jefferson nickel with the mint mark error so valuable? It's all about a rare misprint that happened during the minting process. On these coins, the mint mark, that tiny letter indicating where the coin was made, is either misplaced, doubled, or in some cases, completely missing. These minting mistakes slipped through quality control, making them incredibly scarce. Collectors love imperfections because they tell a story, a piece of history that will never happen again. Now here's where the urgency comes in. As more collectors discover these rare coins, demand is skyrocketing, and so is the price. Just a few years ago, these coins were selling for thousands. Now, they're closing in on $1 million. The market is hot, and every day you wait is a day someone else might cash in on their discovery. And let's face it, we live in a world where people are spending fortunes on NFTs, baseball cards, and digital art. But coins? Coins are tangible. You can hold them, keep them, pass them down to future generations. That's why serious collectors are willing to pay nearly $1 million for a single nickel. 5 cents. You could buy a stick of gum with it, or you could buy a luxury home with it if it's the right one. It's like the universe is handing you a lottery ticket that you didn't even know you bought. Here's where it gets exciting. Imagine what nearly $1 million could do for you. Pay off your mortgage. Retire early. Travel the world. Fund your children's education. Live the life you've always dreamed of. And it all starts with a simple decision: to check your coins today. Here's what you need to do as soon as this video ends. Gather every nickel you have, especially those from the 1980s. Look for the 1985 date and examine the mint mark carefully. If it's missing, doubled, or looks unusual, you could be holding a life-changing coin. And if you find one, get it authenticated and appraised by a reputable coin dealer immediately, because the market is hot right now, and buyers are ready to pay top dollar. This isn't just about finding a rare coin. This is about turning something ordinary into something extraordinary. It's about taking control of your financial destiny and joining the growing number of Americans who have transformed pocket change into serious wealth. So, are you ready to find your fortune? Because that old jar of coins in your house could be the key to living the life you've always wanted. Don't wait. Start searching today.